ahead of schedule, ahead of the keys being ready for handover even, you queue, man, you queue up, right? And you pray. I don't know what God you believe in, but you've got to pray hard in order to secure a spot there, right? I want to just go to the next slide. Made it, again, very, like in a nutshell, right? 1,900 new companies. And that's 50,000. Now we're talking about the AFC 1. The AFC 1. Obviously, there is a 100 billion investment, the AFC 2.0. You can imagine the growth and the potential and the pipeline, right? And that is going to be another magnificent magnet to the hedge funds and all of these billionaires and the elite of the planet. 50,000 professionals. That's insane. You look into, you see, we're number 7 in terms of, being a financial hub. We're number 7. We were 22, right? 5 years back, we were 22. Number 7, that's insane. And now the target with the Agenda 2033, we're looking at the 4th spot, right? Now, again, imagine this. Against all of these odds, against all of these haters and their videos and whatever they're saying and whatever their toxic vibes. And think of this. We miss out on sometimes on remembering that this is a dot on the global map. Like literally a dot, right? We competing with big guys, big shots, man. London, New York, Singapore, right? This 1971, the entire story started with all of these, geopolitical, instabilities and economic hits, be it the crisis, 2008, 2009, be it before that, even 1997, 2000, 2002, right? And we're competing with the biggest on the planet. So what I'm trying to say is that the news are basically an easy investor access, energy independence with 150 billion plan and 200 billion in dirhams, allocated new projects 2026, 2027 and 2028 by ADNAC. Wood-class infrastructure with the metro lines, the blue with 20 billion, 20.5 and 34 billion of investment in the gold line, and an actual, not wallahi, hope, an actual awesome, fantastic, astonishing achievement, a position being the 7th globally from a financial perspective, and we're aiming for the 4th, and that's very doable, certainly with all of these investments done by the governments and the leadership. You might have noticed that I've just did not speak too much about the exit from OPEC and OPEC Plus. Obviously, that's going to bring on, I'm just trying to wrap it up quickly, honestly speaking, because there is a lot to say. And I know, matter of fact, that if I go beyond 30 minutes, you guys are in need of a coffee. That's why I'm wrapping it up the quickest I can.
After the OPEC exit, obliged to follow the cap.
We don't have no cap now, right? Anyone knows how much we're?
3 billion barrel per day.
3.2.
3.2, and we are obliged now for 5.4.
3 million barrels per day is the production of oils per day of Abu Dhabi alone, and that's 95% of it. And 3.2 on daily basis, that's what the entire UAE is producing currently. And it can hit easily 5. We're aiming by 2027, 4.8 million barrels per day. Any idea about the reserve that we have? You're phenomenal. Who said that? Oh, come on. From the big boss, from the dinosaur of real estate. Mamma mia. Love you, man. Absolutely fantastic. 100 billion. We don't have 2 barrels back in my country. You know, 100 billion? That's absolutely insane. And so if you spread that as, if you calculate the current production, I mean, in February, we produced 2.45 only, right? That's slightly above the OPEC requirement or cap, slightly. But still, even if we were to produce the 3.4 that we're supposed to produce on a daily basis, it's going to take us 98 years to use that, to use all of these reserves, right? We've got all of these agendas and plans that do require definitely more cash, obviously, and that's absolutely, I mean, a fantastic, super smart, and it's the sovereign decision as well of the UAE, right? So just wanted to avoid the political part of it, but from a financial perspective, from an investment perspective, how is that interesting to me as an investor looking into this market? You see, no cap, that means they can produce, they can sell, making more money. Obviously, that is gonna, we're gonna see more injected cash into mega developments, infrastructure mega developments. Hence, that's gonna bring on and attract more businesses, more families, more people to relocate in this city. Now, inflation, that's a topic that, you see, we're not, I mean, I'm talking about myself at least. I'm not an expert when it comes to economy and understanding the, I mean, I don't have the expert understanding of the effect of the inflation and how does it work, but I've tried to gather a basic understanding of it, and rectify me, please feel free if I'm doing any mistake. But what I've tried to do here is trying to make it as easy as simple. Is trying to understand real estate is the ultimate hedge against the inflation. Why Dubai in particular? Understanding the inflation, inflation's silent threat. That means you keep your money in your bank account, right? Is that smarter than, because many people are like, all right, let me wait, let me hold my horses, wait until it picks up again, wait again until the emotions, and right now people are uncertain, right? I better want to lower the risks, right? Many people are thinking in that way, actually. Either they are looking for something non-achievable that they dream of, distress deal and so on, which does not exist. You rectify me if you've seen yourselves any distress, tell me, right? I've got one buyer sitting down in that office. I've got another buyer that I can reach out to right away. Just let me know which distress that is actually distress. Many people, boss, you know that better than I do, especially from a secondary market perspective. Many people are simply, you know, promoting as a distress, and it's simply below OP that they are trying to sell. But when you look deeper into the details, they bought at a higher price tag, actually. They have not done a sound investment from the very beginning. They bought at a price tag that does not reflect the actual value of the asset. And that's why they're in this position. That's why they're trying to sell at minus OP, because the actual value of that asset is definitely below the OP. Hence, you just buy smart. That's it. You don't abide by the brochure and the emotions only, but you do your due diligence and you hire Sufyan or any of these fantastic superstars, right? Understand inflation's silent threat, see why real estate outperforms, and position capital strategically in Dubai. So if we are to say Bismillah, and we go, right. So Reduces purchasing power, raises cost of living. That's what the inflation is doing to your money, basically, right? And this is the most important part. I mean, that's what I feel being the what should be the trigger, right, to get people to take an action and not wait, because waiting costs you money. The value of your money is reducing. That's the idea. And so it erodes investments return. Nominal gains can be wiped out if returns don't exceed the inflation rate. Yes, sir.
For this, we all hear our parents or our grandparents that they say, for example,
$1 dinar.
$5, and the $5 was giving for people living for 3 days.
Yeah.
Now $5 is to buy a chewing gum. So this is what Mr. Sofyan and
Absolutely, sir.
about.
Absolutely, sir.
Every single year, whatever dollar value, the value of the dollar that can purchase versus dollar versus goods is going decreasing.
Absolutely.
The average per year per dollar is 3%. If you have 100,
We're on the same page. I'm telling you, you're the dinosaur, man. Mamma mia, may God bless you.
so I can see that.
No, I feel you.
So
We're
the average per dollar per year they are decreasing by 3% on yearly basis. That's where inflation is in the favor of properties, because properties, and especially in Dubai,
not only doesn't drop down, but it picks up.
they increase. Yani your profit is not only saving the 3% that if your 100 million is in the bank and if you purchase property, the increase in prices over a 10 years gaps. We are not buying commodities, guys. We are not buying commodities. And I'm not buying it today and I will sell it tomorrow and make money. We need to have some patience.
A proper cycle.
On their properties.
Agreed.
So
That's why.
Where
Yeah.
we fight the inflation when it's going down for the currency versus the real estate going up.
100%.
This is where this is the exact financial terms of investing in real estate versus keeping your money in the bank.
That's why I strongly recommend, and all of these people that are saying, hey, I want to flip, I want to enter now and exit in 3, 6 months, 9 months, strongly recommend and do one of two things. Either.
For this,
Yes, sir.
people who are saying distress, they bought the property for 1.2. The value of the property now is 1.8 or 1.7. So they are selling it for 1.4 and they're calling it distress.
Yeah.
Guys, they bought it, they made money, they rented out. So their profit is 20% plus 7 plus 7 plus 7. So their profit is 40%, and now they are claiming that they are losing money. Distress is not.
It's a mindset.
It's a mindset till now. We are still in a very good market, and guess what, guys? Properties prices will not drop dramatically. Yani we will wake up. I bought a property for $1 million. Now it's for 500. No, it will take enough time for people and for the market to start shaking their mind, saying, okay, I might consider selling, yes, potentially, but there is no these distressing. There are some people who are gambling. I have $50,000 in my account, I bought a property, and I was promised that it will be sold off plan and you will make 30% as money. These people are not the market indicator. We're gonna see people who are holding. We are calling hundreds of people on daily basis, if not thousands. There is no one who's willing to decrease his price yet. And as long as the status quo is as is, we are not going to see a dramatic dropping. Yes, some rent, some people left, it's normal. In any crisis situation, these are the market will move a little bit.
You see, to add to that,
we didn't fall.
to add to that facts as well, 68.5 billion, isn't it? Right? That's last month. That's 20% year on year, right?
Yes.
It's no emotions, it's facts. Everyone in the market, or most of the people in the market, real estate professionals and experts and so on, are like, hey, you see, now everyone is going to be shifting to the secondary market. Yes, there is a trend or a tendency to look into the secondary market for other reasons, not because people are now in a distressed position. No. The proof, Fact. What's the split? On that 68, bless you, on that 68 billion, what's the split? Secondary versus, primary? Same. 65, exactly. 65, 35. Same. As last year, as 2 years back. So there is yet, it does not exist except in the mindset of some people. Now last sentence if you allow me, and thank you for contributing, yes please. And now who might be in this position? Speculators or people who have been lied to or haven't done their due diligence, but definitely done an insanely super risky decision where they don't have the overall budget. They have just a 30, 40%, 50%. And so with the time ticking, and they're not yet to have a buyer giving them whatever premium on the equity they have been promised, what happens? They'll feel the heat, they'll feel the pressure. That's it. But who may get in that? Poor people like Sufyan Haddad. You think people that bought in, I don't know, you name any high-end and ultra-high-end district, right? Can a unit in Blue Waters get in distress? Can a unit Golf Place get in distress? Show me one Sidra, not a Golf Place or Golf Place Vista. Show me one Sidra or even one Maple that is in distress. You were talking, yes sir.
5-bedroom was bought for 7 million. They did an upgrade for it for 2 million. I was dealing with the client last week. He did an upgrade for it for 2 million. So all his investment was 9 million. He was marketing it for 18 million dirham. So he doubled his money, 100%. Now he's saying, I'm willing to consider 16 million. He drops it.
And you receive the message from...
Guys, this is not a drop in price. Yeah. This is people who were speculating their market. And now they are at 16 million is still, guys, he invested 9. I know the price. I sold this property. He invested 9 million. And now he's considering, yes, if you give me 16 million, I give him an offer of 14, to be honest. He's considering it. But that doesn't mean it's a distressed sale. They make money. He lived in it for 5 years. If you want to rent it, it's for 450,000 dirham. 1 year to year for 5 years, these are another 2 million dirham.
So please.
Yes, the only thing that I want to say is if I could say a practical example that happened in my country. Okay, during the 90s in Spain we have a coin that is called the peseta. Okay, and with 1.5 million of pesetas you could buy a very good apartment of 2 bedrooms in city center of my hometown. 1 January of 2000 we entered in the European Union. We got the euro. And the price skyrocketed because that was 1.5 million of pesetas was 9,000 euros.
Mamma mia. Mamma mia.
The people that start to invest before that have a very good profit. But there is a lot of people that they turn in panic and keep the peseta. And when they arrive at the bank and take the money,
Bless you.
they have nothing. Because we start to pay, for example, in my hometown, a coffee was 20 cents, 60 pesetas. The 1 of January was €1.20. That is 200 pesetas. So that's a clear example that the coin, if the government starts to print money, that money is going to value less.
I agree 100%. Thank you, sir. Totally agree. And to illustrate that and to, take it to one specific example, for instance, 1 million property, 1 million in your pocket, in your bank account. If you keep in that, the inflation obviously 3% per year, like the boss suggested, and that's the average here in the UAE is 2.5, right? So you're looking at a loss of 140,000 over 5 years, right? Of the same amount of money that you're having. You see the idea? So investing right now does make sense, man. The risk is the opposite. The massive risk, the unseen, the biggest sin. Il peccato, right? Not esatto, not to make and take an action actually. right? So, and I just try to go forward, coming down to the project itself that I'm thinking of bringing onto the table. So your money will see no growth, inflation, erosion of your money, and the opportunity cost, obviously, because the prices are gonna increase. Obviously, if you're not taking an action today and thinking of investing next year, I mean, just look at the history, and you will see that definitely there will be an increment. It's the motto of the UAE's real estate market, and so. Holding the cash is a guaranteed path to wealth erosion. That's the main point I'm trying to say. So you save money or you own an asset. The investment beats inflation, generates income, and guarantees growth in capital. I'm certain that you know that, but having that handy, and you see, not everyone would agree. You agree, and because you're smart people, you're real estate professionals, and you've been in the market, and you know that, right? When it comes to taking the action, as an investor that is yet to be educated, and they see all of these, Dubai crashes, and reports even from Fitch and else, right? Oh, it is super risky, and Iran, and the conflict, and the fireworks, and so on, they get emotional, and so they don't, reason any longer. So having these kind of presentations might be helpful to get people to visualize the risk there. Inflation rises, construction costs increase, property price rise. Cost of living increases, rent adjusts upwards, landlord income grows. Currency devalues, investors seek real estate assets, demand for property increase. So by all means, no matter what scenario, you're always a winner, having thought of making an investment, or if you are a landlord, God bless you. So keeping your money in the bank account is definitely not the smartest move. I want to just wrap it up. Higher inflation is going to lead definitely to higher rents, higher cost, higher property prices. That burden shrinks in real terms. So the real estate, you know that, but this is to another target audience, not to yourselves. This is for you to use as a kind of handy book. A 6.7, 7.5, I'm being conservative making that estimate. United Kingdom, we know that. You know it better than I do. Remember, I'm from Africa. I don't know where is the United Kingdom. I was trying to swim to there, actually. But when I got to land, I found myself here. And I think this is a better heaven, absolutely. So 3% up to 5%, Europe 2 to 4. You know it better than I do. And so your income is on zero tax. That's the best part. Now, the zero tax environment, global investor hub, like we were talking about, the AFC and the growth and the positioning globally being ranked number 7, USD pledged currency stability, and the strong population growth. You know better than I do, 4.5% of construction, I'm saying, population. Because I'm thinking of the project. I want to wrap it up so I don't lose you, right? The population growth, 4.5 in terms of the percentage. Last year, we had 175,000 new residents. In Abu Dhabi, we had 290,000. That's a 7.5% of population growth rate. It's insane, right? And so demand definitely is going to be there, right? Hence, these are the incentives and why it is smart to consider investing here. Fantastic. I want to just move forward. Right. Capital appreciation outpacing your, well, you see, when you, not you, I'm not targeting you, you're the experts. When you're an investor, a potential investor that's overthinking and that's not reasoning openly with you, even though you're bringing on facts and figures, when you visualize things, the idea gets to be passed in a better way, right? At 2.5%, that's the inflation rate in the UAE, right? look at your capital appreciation and return on investment on any property, and that's an average. We were talking about a Sidra and Golf Place and all of these properties, superb assets that are, 300, 400, 500% of capital appreciation, right? So going forward, rental income, inflation adaptive revenue stream. So the rent rose 33%. That's data from Dubai Land Department on average the last 5 years. Now imagine you kept your money, not only you lost the value of the money itself, 2.5% or 3%. If you bought a property that is ready, ideally not, right? Don't buy secondary market, right? If you bought a property that is ready, you could have generated 33%. That's on average, that's a given, literally. I'm being ultra conservative, so these figures cannot be, argued. You see the idea? When you go conservative with your potential buyers, so they reason with you. They don't feel like, hey, this is one more sales guy trying to pitch me the product that he's got. That's an overview on market cycles, supply dynamics, and short-term corrections. I'll just move forward. I've done this presentation last week. I thought that Mr. Ad was like, all right, let's have it. Maybe we can use that also on the Richmond. And I'm strongly recommending promoting the Richmond, obviously. But you see the idea of the growth corridors, right? Many people are like, hey, I want something on Marina, get me something ready, get me something in Marina, get me something in Business Bay. All of us were having this, right? And then when it comes to the financials, the financial capability doesn't really match or doesn't go along with the targeted configuration and, the dreams, right? The wishes they do have. So it's mainly about to try to get them to feel the opportunity and the potential, the growth in capital appreciation mainly, and the ease on their cash flow as well, the concept of the growth corridor. So obviously talking about JVC, JVT, you name it, I mean the Dubai Land District and the other destinations, including obviously even Dubai South and the entire destination on that side of the city, right? Saver's trap, you save money and wait for the right time. That's not going to happen. Wait for the perfect market conditions that never arrive. Hold cash safely while inflation silently erodes it. That's the main point. Measure wealth in nominal terms, ignoring real value, and feel short-term volatility over long-term wealth loss. You see, short-term volatility, people think of the Iran conflict right now, for instance. Think again of the IFC and what we were talking about earlier. You see the fundamentals. Not only they did not change, they are further consolidated, further proven, further invested into, actually. You see the idea? All of these investments, all of these plans, that's what justifies the idea of making an acquisition here and giving it its time, a full cycle in order to secure, in order to have it mature so you had the highest possibly capital appreciation is a must and is definitely almost guaranteed actually as compared to those that think, yeah, I'm going to need to flip into now and your plan is, flipping in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. I'll strongly recommend don't invest in real estate, go and buy Bitcoin, right? Actually, Trump do have some golden card, whatever. He's selling that for $5 million US. He sold 1 unit only the last 2 years, right? So interesting. You go and buy that, right? Not real estate if you're not patient and if you don't have that vision. So strongly recommend and trying to educate people on the fact that they need to deploy capital and hold their horses for the cycle, full cycle, not 3 months, 6 months. This is not stock market, right? And so this risk come out from these wrong decisions, basically. That's what it is. Someone that's in distress position, assume even financially, someone is, myself, I'm in a financial distress position. Even if that was the case, and I'm trying to exit from a premium asset, my asset is not gonna depreciate anyways, right? People are gonna feel blessed that I'm selling out my 6-bedroom Golf Place Vistas, right? And so the market is 38. Hey, if I'm selling it at 30 and I bought it at 18, you call that distress? Hey, I made my money. You feel the idea? Unless if I bought something that's common, a square layout in the middle of nowhere, 380 square feet for 920,000 dirhams. And people do that, and we bump into them, and they tell us, "Oh, right, I need you to help me out, please, to exit and sell this out." You should have thought twice prior to jumping. You feel the point? All right, I'm trying to go quick. Inflation destroys cash. Real estate protects and grows. Dubai is the optimal market, obviously. Yes, please. Okay, I thought, right. I thought it was me, right. So, your investment in a property in Dubai or in the protects your capital, grows it, and position. You're in a better position, obviously, to secure and make bigger profits. Right. You allow me. I'm just trying to roll as quick as possible. That's my lady. And this is, wow, I'm yet to publish that. All right, allow me just a moment. And if you don't have any question, please go ahead.
Can I make a comment?
You can, absolutely.
Last week.
Absolutely.
We were looking at obviously something of plan, the installment plan with the monthly installment and so on. And the question was, so are the installments going to get higher as the years go higher? And I told them, no, this is the price. And it remains the price. So it's not going up because the inflation is going up or something else. So
You're phenomenal. Have I told you that? That's absolutely fantastic. That's literally probably the most important thing that needed to be mentioned and clarified, elaborated in this way. Because what you're seeing right now is today's price.
yes.
You see the idea? There is no interest. So you're double tapping, winning twice, right? Securing the the price tag right now, and escaping from that inflation, evading it, and at the same time taking advantage of massive capital growth at zero interest whatsoever. You see the idea? Right. So if you allow me, any other fantastic idea or contribution similar to that? Ladies and gents? Ladies and gents? Ladies and gents? Right, the product is Iman. Anyone knows why he called it Iman? Why he called the company Iman? Iman Developer. It's his sister's name. Sister's name. What's wrong with this? May God bless you, sir. All right. Should be working. All right. Why am I bringing on these opportunities, ladies and gents? Even though, yes, sir, even though I'm not a big fan at all of investing, where is it? All right. Nevertheless, I'll just do here. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of, GVC itself, right? Investing in a master plan that's developed by one master developer is absolutely the smart decision that everyone needs to consider doing. But then why am I suggesting this option? Yes, sir. So let's look into it. JVC been equidistant from both airports, the busiest and the largest, yet I'm on 15, 20 minutes to the Burj Al Arab and the Siampul and the Pal, right? Being in that corridor that we discussed last year, I was about to say, last week, is obviously one of the main reasons why anything, literally, even if it was a reportage or Azizi, it will definitely see an appreciation and it will be demanded. So supply and demand, people might argue about it and so on. People might try to challenge you on that. See, I'm not a man developer. I can shift your mind to something else if you're not open to listen as a potential investor, right? But if we are to reason together, this do make sense. Why is that? Let's look into the plot itself. It's just opposite to the previous project of theirs, which is ready as well, the Oxford Terraces. This is in District 11, right? So I'll just put here. You're at close proximity from the Circle Mall from one side and the GSS International School from the other side, right? So that's quite an interesting position. Now, let's look into the track record of the developer and whatever figures we can bring onto the table. Now, this developer do have in total 16 projects, right? Out from which 9 are already handed over, out from which 7 are in JVC itself. You've got the Oxford Legacy or Oxford series, right? Like the Cove series of Jesus, 70 years, right? So the Oxford, you've got the Oxford Residence 1 and 2, Oxford Terraces 1 and 2, Oxford 212. What else? Anyone reminds me? Oxford Boulevard. Right, 10 Oxford. And 10 Oxford. That's under development still, right? And they do have one project in Dubai Hills Estate that's ready as well. That's the Grove. And they do have 2 projects within the Motor City, Sierra, and 15 Cascade. It's called Cascade because of the cascading, exactly, absolutely. And the 15th floors and 15th project when launched anyways, right? And you do have the Arjan projects. They've got 2 projects over there, right? Anyone recalls those? Oxford? Garden and Garden too, right? anyways, whatever projects I'm saying are written already in the thing. You don't have to remember. I'm just saying that there is a solid track record of timely delivered project. They are speed in terms of construction, even though they are not like a Shoba or some of the big developers that are backward integrated and so on. They are outsourcing, yet they are absolutely fantastic, delivering on time, if not ahead of the time, every single time, and that's not wallah, believe me. You can check that out on the Dubai application, right? And so, why this opportunity and why promoting this developer and this, please, why this opportunity? Why do we feel it is an opportunity even? Because of the prices, basically. You see the Oxford 12, I've just put here. Yeah, I did not go through. No problem. Let me just show you that in here then. Can you see that? Clear or not? Yeah. I'll just update and fix that and share with you the link. Please take a moment looking into that. That's going to be quite helpful in terms of the pitch itself, I do believe, or ourselves even believe in whether or not this is a worth looking into or not. You're looking at, you see, I've taken the example of the Oxford 212, which is already handed over 2023, right? In the same JVC as well in the next door district. And you're looking at 1.35, 1.375, it's not readable there, but I mean the capital appreciation that those people that have done is absolutely interesting. You can look into the track record, even the figures that you see here, these are gifts, right? That's why you see 215,000 and so on, right? So it's not a full sale. I mean, it is full sale, but the figure shown there is not full entire amount. And you see, these are the studios. On average, you're looking at 640,000. Rentals of 10%. I'm not sure whether or not that's clear over there, right? So people are currently generating right now, Wallah maybe and so on, in Oxford 212, they're currently generating 10, 11, and 12, and even 13%. Now, I'm not promoting that, and I'm not saying this is exactly going to be, it is going to be the exact same generated kind of income, but I'm just inviting you to just consider that as the benchmark itself, right? Same developer in the same district, and now we're coming down to new opportunity that you normally in this market, the starting prices should have been at least 15 to 20% higher. I tried to shift them to something else, actually, including 996 or else, regardless of the figures and so on, which you can discuss and go through. But the point here, the main key point that made me consider bringing on this opportunity to you, gents and ladies, is definitely that 4% and that price tag on this super safe payment plan. Right? Another point, if you look into the developer and the product itself, it's configuration-wise and superstructure. It's like a basement, ground floor, 1 podium, and 5 stories, offering 247 units only. You're looking into studios 1 and 2 beds, some of which, I mean, all of them do have the 1.5 bath. Basically, that's a fantastic, unique selling point, right? Full en suite, all the bedrooms, regardless of what configuration you're looking at. That's one. Another fantastic point is that, and that's a tangible proof on top of the solid track record of timely delivered projects, is the ratio of amenities per floor, per unit. I mean, this is one of the highest. Why am I suggesting that? You're having 3 full floors of amenities, podium level, first floor, and the top, 5th floor, right? Now, any other developer, especially if it was some right. I've seen the record of the other one, and I was like, all right, I better be diplomatic a little bit, yeah? So, all right, some developers starting by the letter A-Z-I-J-I, for example, right? So these developers are gonna definitely, and you see that, it's more of a standard, normal supply that is way too much, actually. You look into even some of the big names in today's market, right? You remember the other day we were talking about the Skyrise, for instance, right? One single development, 3,349 units in one single development, right? That's why I'm bringing, if you allow me, your attention again to Richmond. Way better than this, actually. This is for poor people that are uncertain. Not only the gentleman or the lady is poor, but also too uncertain, right? Because this, if we break it down, is like an entry ticket of $679. That's prior to looking into the 4% as well, right? That's how much when you break it down. Your 20%, that's under 30,000 dirhams, right? You're getting a 3.2 meters, floor to ceiling height, you get in kitchen appliances, teka, right? You're not gonna get your Miele, your Miele, nah. Miele is with the Richmond, right? But still, this is absolutely rewarding because at this entry ticket, as this super safe payment plan and friendly cash-wise payment plan from a developer that's proven, that's got a proven record in the number 1 hotspot, right, from an investment perspective for the last, 8-9 years now, right? So ticks every single box for a secure and safe investment. That makes sense? Yes. You easily can hit your 8%. That's been very conservative. We can agree on that, isn't it?
What is the completion date for this?
Just around the corner. You're looking at January 2029. Just around the corner. Yeah? Yeah. It's just here, right? But enough time for you to bring on your cash. You see the idea? So it's done in that balanced way. This is pocket money on the side, right? Aim for the 1 beds. 1 beds are very undersupplied as compared to the, look at the 1 beds with study. Super interesting figures. right? 1.15, that's absolutely interesting. I mean, you're competing with what? 29 other people, 29 other owners, right? Most of which have both for themselves. And even if not, they will roll that under Airbnb or else. You see the idea? So you look at it from each and every single perspective. This is a fantastic opportunity. Now, the best part, from sales perspective, this is pre-launch, yet to be launched, so opportunity timing. And this is a 7% commission. Not bad, isn't it? Right? I mean, easy, right? I mean, we can agree on that, right? Again, I'm genuinely talking. I'm not a big fan at all of GVC, right? There are plenty of other destinations that are more rewarding, honestly speaking. But for people that are not open to listen to what you are recommending, many are going to go like, hey, get me something, in that destination or that area by that developer. And so to sum it up, I want to just invite you to do, again, if you allow me, to consider doing one small exercise at your convenience. You see, when we discuss one of these opportunities, for instance, what I strongly recommend, right? We finish up and we grab a smoke or two or a couple of pints or two, and strongly recommending filter the previous queries on Iman Developer. Hi, man, what's up? Right? You placed an inquiry with us on Iman Development, and now I do have a new opportunity coming up your way. Is that something you would consider? Nah, Alhamdulillah. God bless you. It was a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you. Maybe you can add to that, hai una sorella o un fratello. Maybe if you do have a twin that might be considering investing herself or himself, it would be interesting to share the contact number. You see the idea I'm trying to make? So we do an exercise on, right? That's the first thing I believe it would be interesting to consider making. And I was wondering, I mean, we discussed this the other day, and then similar to the Mira and Richmond, right? I looked into, after having discussed the Iman Development, for instance, an opportunity, I looked into the Bitrix, and there were some 186 leads inquiring on the Iman Development. Fantastic, I've got a new project coming up your way. Is that something you would consider? Oh, no, bless you, thank you. Next, hi, I've got an opportunity, way better, unseen. Why am I confident that the moment someone picks up, it's going to be an opportunity to make a sale? It's simply because the previous projects were at a premium as compared to this. You're entering at lower than whatever. The motto of Dubai and the entire UAE real estate market is basically the opposite. Right? Yeah, you come in late, you pay more. Correct? Phase one is definitely lower in terms of entry ticket and entry price as compared to phase two and as compared to, and so on, isn't it? And so if you have placed an inquiry on, say, 15 Cascade, right? And I'm calling you now. You're going to be, you're already cooked, right? In your mind, you're ready for some 900,000 dirhams entry, right? And I'm like, 670. And I've got a 4%. And if there was not enough, I've got a 40-60 payment plan, as long as we register right now. So I'm going to need your passport copy. It makes sense? Yeah, this is an easy 7% to secure. We're not stealing, we're not scamming people. We're getting them to enter this market safely. Safely. You see the idea? And it's now. That's the point I'm trying to make. So when we do any kind of, you see, the other day we done that, session, and we discussed about the Richmond, and I mean, it's absolutely insane. But when you've seen it, you went more excited about it, isn't it? I can confirm, I think. Right? 3.4 meters of floor to ceiling height. Good to everyone to feel the luxury and the fact that it's worth definitely, isn't it? Yes. But the point I'm trying to invite you to consider is to go more aggressive. Reach out to more people, because the opportunity is not going to last forever. We've got a competition, but we're not afraid of the competition because you can beat the heck out of them with absolute no pressure. We do have that level of confidence in ourselves and our talents and our expertise, isn't it? But at the same time, the timing is the most important key factor that should drive us In a week time, that opportunity won't last, won't be there. In a week time, this is going to be just gone. It's not going to make no sense anymore. That is a wastage of your knowledge, your efforts, this time that we're spending now together. So what I'm inviting you to consider doing is converting your knowledge to dollars. Orange dollars. Trump orange dollars, right? This is a tool that we're going to need to ideally use right now. So it's a matter of reaching out to more people aggressively and calling to Zoom meetings and physical meetings. The ones that are poor only are the ones that are going to hold us back and push back and so on. I'm not desperate to sell you out. It's your interest to come and join me for a free consultation from a local expert. What is it? What do you have to say, Sufyan? What option do you have? Shoot that over to me. Allow me walking you through these rock solid investments and what I do believe is definitely worth walking through in terms of opportunities and what this market have to offer. Oh no, the conflict and so on. Yes, precisely, right? Never go like, oh, the opposite now. No, it's, no, agree and connect. You've seen the movie, E.T. Again, you're young, you're super young, right? E.T., right? Connect to them. Even if the guy says some trash nonsense, don't tell him no, right? You feel the idea, right? Go like, yeah, absolutely, yes. Based on these uncertain times and this current situation, that's what led to these never seen before, once in a lifetime opportunities created, these incentives being offered, gifted away by these developers. Does it make sense? Yes. Normal times equal the developers and the agents from developer side are going to be not even picking up the calls, are going to be definitely not looking into or considering any kind of counter offer or request to defer a payment or an installment or looking for a discount or whatever. Right? So in order to create more, I'm going to just need to reach out to a wider audience and aggressively with that absolute certitude that this is the right time. You've seen the growth. You've seen the IFC. You've seen the last month DLD growth and figures. What's my share? That's all what I'm thinking of. What's my share of this market? Man, I'm definitely worth way better, way better than a big majority in this reset market. At least there is an 80%, if not more than that, of real estate agents that cannot formulate a sentence, that do not even have the time. That's what I'm talking about. You see the idea? You see, your time and my time is ultra valuable, right? What I'm inviting you to consider doing, whatever efforts you're putting, get a reward for that, that's it. And I'm not a life coach. I've done what I'm preaching. Makes sense? I do deliver. My strategy do deliver and brings on figures. So what I'm inviting you to please consider, go ultra aggressive with people, to start from myself. Anyone that's not taking you seriously needs to be blocked, obviously. Move forward, man. You're not a tree. Move forward. People are buying. You think this Richmond is not going to sell? It's going to be an absolute sellout. That's why the other day when you told me you were there, I'm like, man, God bless you. We're blessed, please. Please, go ahead.
What do you think about the next summer? Because next month we are in summer.
Yes.
June, July, August. And you know, always summer is low season. Some developers are not giving, making launching.
Agree.
And we are a little bit slow.
Agree.
What do you think about this summer? Because this summer will be different to the previous year. And
Let us agree on one thing. Let us agree both on one thing. I'm not Jesus. So me saying, well, this is going to happen or that is going to happen, I don't have no magic ball. But see, from sales perspective and from investment perspective, let's put ourselves into the investor, shoe for a moment, and let's think as, a consultant and a salesman. I hate that word, but anyways, right? I'm trying to hit sales as well, right? I look at today and right now, the opportunity is right now. I've got, I'm not the leader of this country, for instance, who makes that kind of, projection and vision of 5 years and 10 years, God bless him. But from a sales perspective, the opportunity is now and not tomorrow. That's all I'm suggesting. You see, look back like last week, for instance, bless you. Look back last month, Shoba, 2 billion in sales, right? You know that better than I do, right? 2 months back, 1.6 billion achieved by the Mac. The next month, last month, was 1.8 billion. They've done one event, 3 days event, 6,000 attendees with no new launches. We can agree. They had no new products and so on. Yet they did hit the previous month, 1.6 and then 1.8. So people are buying and the momentum is right now. Missing out on jumping right now. It's like the timing with regards to this project, for instance. I miss out and you jump right now. You done a sound investment. I buy 1 week after you and the launch itself, I missed out the momentum. And then that opportunity is no longer an opportunity. And so it is right now that I need to think from sales perspective, right? That's all I'm saying. Now, what launches these developers are gonna do, definitely, like you rightly suggested, obviously, they are quite conservative because they will hold, they will wait and try to figure out, new tactic, a new strategy on how to overcome the market sentiment that is spread by these toxic videos and toxic news from the globe. When people come here, they will go then astonished and wowed by the fact that all of us were at work, all of us were going out, and you see each and every mall you go to is fully packed, isn't it? Yes. Right? But at the same time, developers, some of them might not take those, big decisions launching at risky times from financial perspective. What if they fail, right? So they need to be super strong when it comes to their own financials. And so who's now launching? Mudon, for example. Mudon is the government itself, right? Shoba, PNC Mighty Manan, right? The gentleman, he's loaded in cash, definitely, apart from his own strategy and having looked into the Abu Dhabi market. And that's what I strongly recommend, actually, looking as well. That's why we had 2 or 3 sessions on the Abu Dhabi reset market, because absolutely rewarding, and this is the right momentum. You're having slightly more launches there, no big launches, except the Shoba city itself along with the Ohana. But see, both were absolutely insanely successful. Right? So, in terms of overall volume of new launches, certainly, yes. But remember, just 1 month before the situation starts, all of us, or almost, we were like, an oversupply is there to hit this market. We will see either a bubble or a correction. You remember all of these videos and all of these articles, and right? 2 months back, right? Only. And that's kind of true. Fair enough. You see, the JVC, for instance, in 2028, 81,000 units. In 2029, expected for delivery, right? Planned for delivery. Now, it's not going to happen like 100% as projected. Obviously, there are delays from this developer and the other, I'm not talking about this developer, from one developer to the other. Obviously, there are, and there might be some, a percentage of failure, obviously, to these developers. In Aya, for instance, and these guys, right? So, yeah, that's a valid point. 81,000 in 2028 and 81,500 again in 2029. That's way too much. But then, that's the one and only reason why I'm not a big fan of JVC. But that is not what should be driving your and my decision if we were to invest or as real estate professionals, is the absorption rate. Are these absorbed or not? Does this supply goes beyond the demand or not. You see the idea. So not one factor only to be looked into or one perspective. And so to come back again, the superstar, how are you? Good. So the point to make it quick and short. New big launches. I hope, I wish, I pray that we have new launches, because that's what creates business opportunities for us, right? But definitely less as compared to whatever were their plans. Obviously, these things do affect the fireworks and so on, right? From an investor perspective, this is a fantastic timing to consider entering. You've seen the modern Tara Park 2 and 1, right? Overwhelming demand. Many buyers were agents themselves, actually, because they did believe in this product and the entire market of Abu Dhabi. That makes sense? So, and yes, you will see some promotional offers here and there from some small, tiny developers that are suffering, obviously. These small developers, similar to the people that are in a distressed position right now, actually, or might be in distressed position. These are, developers that do not provide nothing that is unique when it comes to their actual product, and the price tag doesn't reflect the actual value of their assets. You see the idea? A trophy asset does not depreciate. Does not depreciate. You see the 9 mansions. 9 mansions. You see on Jumeirah, you see Burj Al Arab? Yes. The 9 mansions, how much were these on launch? Aha. That's 40 million, yeah? Back in when it was launched. How much is the entry now? It's 9 only, huh? Add a little bit, yeah. 250 mil. And sellers are not sellers. They are not selling. It's 9 only. Who's right? You can imagine who's both there, obviously, right? May God bless you with one of those sales and any of you, ladies and gents. Right. So what I'm saying is that trophy assets and premium, quality tier 1 development and so on do not depreciate. You'll see, and you are seeing Hado selling out, and even off plan, and the ready to move in properties as well. The beachfront properties, the high-end estates, Jumeirah Gulf State Phase 2 right now. It's going to be an overwhelming sale as well, like the phase before and the previous phase and the first phase. Right? This is their fourth phase, and it's going to be ultra challenging securing any unit. And you know the entry ticket, right? Make sense? Yes. I want to say thank you so much. May God bless you.